My girlfriend accused me of cheating. Then I discovered who she was really seeing. I never thought I'd be the guy posting relationship drama online, but after what happened, I honestly don't know how else to process it. This all started about a year ago. I was 28, working as a software consultant, and dating my girlfriend Emma, 26. We'd been together for almost 4 years. We lived together, had a dog together, and everyone around us assumed marriage was next, including me. I had already bought a ring. The proposal was planned for our anniversary, then everything exploded. It started with something small. One Friday night, Emma came home from work acting strange, not angry, not sad, suspicious. The moment she walked through the door, she asked, "Where were you today at 3 p.m.?" I laughed. "At work?" She didn't laugh back. No, seriously. I remember staring at her, confused. "Emma, what is this?" She crossed her arms. "My friend saw you with another woman." I actually smiled because it sounded ridiculous. What woman? "A blonde, at a cafe downtown." Then she pulled out her phone. The weird part? There was actually a picture, a blurry photo of someone who looked vaguely like me sitting across from a blonde woman, but it wasn't me. I explained that immediately. She didn't believe me. The argument lasted hours. For the first time in our entire relationship, she accused me of cheating. Over the next few weeks, things got worse, way worse. She started checking my location, checking my phone, asking who I texted, questioning every late meeting. If I came home 10 minutes later than expected, she'd interrogate me. At first, I tried reassuring her, then I got frustrated, then exhausted. Nothing I said mattered. It felt like she had already decided I was guilty. One night, I finally snapped. "Either you trust me or you don't." She looked me straight in the eyes and said, "Then prove I have nothing to worry about." That sentence bothered me more than anything, because trust doesn't work like that. A few days later, I noticed something strange. Emma had started keeping her own phone face down, always. She used to leave it everywhere. Now she took it into the bathroom, into the shower, even to get the mail. I didn't think much of it initially. After all, she was the one convinced I was cheating. Why would she be hiding anything? Then one night at 2 a.m., her phone buzzed. She was asleep. The screen lit up. I wasn't trying to snoop, but I saw the preview. "Miss you already." My stomach dropped. I woke her up immediately. "Who's Jason?" Her face changed instantly, a flash of panic, then anger. "Why are you looking at my phone?" Notice what she didn't say? She didn't answer the question. That argument lasted until sunrise. She claimed Jason was just a coworker. The message was taken out of context. I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to. But something felt wrong. For the next month, everything became colder between us. Then came the major twist. One Saturday, I was cleaning the apartment when Emma left for what she called a girls' brunch. Her laptop was open on the dining table. A message popped up. Normally, I would have ignored it. But the sender's name was Jason. The preview read, "Can't wait until he finally finds out." I froze. My hands literally started shaking. I clicked, and my entire world collapsed. Months of messages, photos, hotel reservations, inside jokes, declarations of love. They weren't just having an affair. They'd been together for nearly a year, while living with me, while planning our future, while accusing me of cheating. I felt physically sick. But what hurt most wasn't the betrayal. It was discovering something else. The messages showed that Emma had intentionally accused me because she was paranoid I might be doing what she was doing. Every accusation, every interrogation, every fight, it was projection. The cheater was convinced everyone cheated. I packed a bag and left. I stayed with my brother. Emma called over 70 times. I ignored every single one for 3 days. Then she showed up at my brother's house, crying, begging, promising everything would change. She admitted the affair. She admitted lying. She admitted manipulating me, but then she dropped another bomb. "I'm pregnant." Silence. The room felt frozen. My brother looked at me. I looked at her. I couldn't even think. For a second, part of me wondered if I should stay. Maybe we could figure things out, maybe. Then I asked one question. "Who's the father?" She started crying harder. And that's when I got my answer, not mine. I ended the relationship right there. I thought that was the end. I was wrong. because 6 months later, I received a message from someone I had never met, Jason, the affair partner. His message simply read, "We need to talk." Against my better judgment, I agreed. We met at a coffee shop. He looked exhausted, like a man who hadn't slept in weeks. The first thing he said was, "Emma lied to both of us." Apparently, she had told him we were already broken up, that we were basically roommates, that our relationship was dead, the classic story. But it got worse. Jason discovered she was seeing a third man while she was seeing both of us. At that point, I almost laughed. It was so absurd. The woman who spent months accusing me of cheating had secretly built an entire love triangle. Actually, a square. Jason wasn't contacting me for revenge. He wanted answers because Emma had vanished completely, changed numbers, deleted social media, moved out of state. Nobody knew where she went, not even her parents. We sat there for hours comparing stories, and piece by piece, a horrifying picture emerged. Almost every major event she told us about was fake. Family emergencies, business trips, girls' weekends. Most were excuses. The more we talked, the more we realized neither of us had ever truly known her. I figured that would be the final chapter. I was wrong again. 3 months later, I got a call from an unknown number. The voice on the other end said, "Hi. You don't know me, but I think we have the same ex." I nearly dropped my phone. It was another man, then another and another. Over the next few weeks, 6 different men contacted me, all with nearly identical stories: long-term relationships, secret lies, overlapping timelines, manipulation, infidelity. One of them had actually been engaged to her years before I met her. Another claimed she disappeared the exact same way. By then, I thought there couldn't possibly be any more surprises. Then came the final reveal, the shocking one. One of the men sent me a photograph, an old photograph. I stared at it for nearly a minute before understanding what I was seeing. It was Emma, standing beside another man wearing a wedding dress. At an actual wedding, not an engagement, not a photo shoot, a wedding. I immediately called him. "What is this?" His answer made my blood run cold. Emma wasn't my fiancée. Pause, she was my wife. Turns out Emma had secretly been married years earlier. Not only married, still legally married, their divorce was never finalized. The woman I had planned to propose to wasn't just cheating on me, she had hidden an entire marriage for 4 years. The craziest part? When I checked public records, it was true, every word. I sat there staring at my laptop, realizing I had almost married someone who was already married. To this day, I have no idea where Emma is. Nobody does. But every once in a while, one of us gets a random message from some new guy who dated her. And every time, the story is almost exactly the same. The accusations, the manipulation, the cheating, the disappearance. Looking back, I used to think the worst thing she did was betray me. Now, I think the worst thing was making me question my own reality for so long. The good news? A year later, I met someone else. Someone honest, someone kind, someone who doesn't treat trust like a weapon. And for the first time in a long time, life feels normal again. But every now and then, I still think about how close I came to proposing and how different my life would have been if I had done it 1 month earlier. Because I wasn't about to marry my soulmate. I was about to become the next chapter in a story that had already been happening for years.